So this is probably the most difficult version of these equation of a line questions. So like in the previous ones, you're trying to find the equation of s, and s is a line, so you're going to use y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1 from the formula in tables book. To fill this out, you need a point and you need a slope. So if we read the question, we're given this line or, we're told that the line S contains the point minus 3, 2. So we have a point, minus 3, 2. Okay, and that point is on the line S. The line S contains the point. It says here that S is perpendicular to OR, and then we want to find the equation of S. So there's no obvious slope given. So the key here is the word perpendicular. Okay, and the word that kind of tends to go hand in hand with perpendicular is parallel. So in this question it's perpendicular, but in another question it could be parallel. And when you see the words parallel or perpendicular, spelled properly, parallel or perpendicular, that bit of the question is telling you something about slope. Okay, so slope is directly related to parallel and perpendicular. So if the question says parallel, then the two lines have the same slope. And if the question says perpendicular, then the two lines have what I'm going to kind of loosely call inverse slopes. Okay, so as an example here, let's say line 1 has a slope of 2. And we're going to get line 2's slope, and line 1 and line 2 are perpendicular to each other. The way you do it is you flip and you change the sign. Okay, so you need a fraction. So 2 isn't a fraction, so we make it a fraction, put it over 1. 2 over 1 needs to get flipped, so it becomes 1 over 2. And then this fraction here, this 2 over 1 fraction, is positive, so this fraction becomes negative. So that's how you work out perpendicular slopes. You flip and change the sign. Okay? So if I go back to the question, I have a point, which is great. My big thing here is I need a slope. They don't directly tell me anything about slope, but I do see the word perpendicular, and I now know that the word perpendicular links directly to slope. So what they are telling me is that this line that I'm interested in, line S, is perpendicular to line OR, and they've given me line OR. So if I can figure out the slope of line OR, then I can figure out the slope of my line that I'm looking for, which is line S. So x minus 6y plus 12 equals 0 is line OR. So to get the slope of this, hopefully you remember this, you're going to do y equals mx plus c, which means you're going to isolate the y. So we'll take the x and we bring it over and it'll become minus x. And we're also going to take the 12 and bring it over and it'll become minus 12. So then they're gone. So what we have is minus 6y equals, put the x first, the number second, and then we don't have it isolated because we need to divide by minus 6. Minus cancels the minus, 6's cancel. Minus 6, the minuses will cancel, and then minus 6 and the minuses will cancel here too. So that leaves us with y equals. Now there's no number here, and if there's a missing number like that, it's always a 1. So separate your slope from your x, so it's 1 over 6x, and then this here is a minus divided by a minus, which is a plus, and 12 divided by 6 is 2. So now you can clearly see that the slope of OR is, there it is there, 1 over 6. And we know that our line, S, is perpendicular to OR, which means we're going to have to do this, flip and change sign. So the slope of S is going to be take your 1 over 6 and make it a 6 over 1. And this was a plus, so this is a minus. So the slope of S is minus 6. So if I go right back up to the top, I can take out my question marks because I now know the slope, which is minus 6. So I can put them into this formula. So it's going to be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So y minus y1, here it is here, x1, y1. So y1 is 2 equals my slope is just here above, minus 6, and then my x minus, and if I go back up again, my x1 is minus 3. So again, I have this double minus thing, which I know how to deal with. Minus by minus makes a plus. Then I'm going to multiply my 6 or my minus 6 in, so minus 6 and minus 18. And then I'm going to take the minus 2, bring it over, it becomes a plus 2. So I get y equals minus 6x minus 16. And that is the line that I'm looking for, the equation of line S.